All right, what's happening, my mathletes? That's right, Mr. Muscarella coming at you. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to evaluate logarithms. So go ahead and grab your paper, pencil, and let's go. So let's start out with this example here. We'll just call this example number 1. We have log base 6 of 36. Now I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you could approach this. Now, one of the ways that you could approach this is simply by saying, taking a look at this, because the answer to this problem is going to be an exponent. So 6 to some power is going to give me 36. So a lot of times you'll see, okay, math teachers will say, all right, 6 is going to be the base, 36. You're going to put in equals x there. So when they do that, then they'll want you to rewrite it using this property. So 6 to the x power is going to give you 36. Now, as you do that, you can think to yourself a couple different things. So maybe you know some math facts and maybe you don't. So I'm going to presume that you know nothing. So let's start with just 6 to the 0 power. We know anything to the 0 power with one exception, a couple exceptions there, and you'll learn about that later when you take calculus. But for right now, any number to the 0 power is going to be 1. Now, if I take 6 and I square that, or we getting ahead of ourselves here, 6 to the first power, that's just going to be 6. If I have 6 squared, that's going to be 6 times 6, which is 36. Oh, okay, cool. So that means 6 to the x power is the same thing as 36 is going to be rewritten as 6 squared. Now the bases are the same. So when both of the bases are the same, you can simply ignore the bases, get rid of them, and you're going to write just x equals 2. So the answer to this question is simply 2. So that is one approach you could take to it. Now there's another approach that you could take to it as well. And this, I'm going to kind of move this out the way and show you another little bit different way to do that. So these guys right here, we're just going to move those over to here. And then we're going to take a look at it like this. So a second way you could think about this. So maybe you already know that 6 squared gives you 36. So then you could think about it like this. Log base 6 of 6 squared. Now when you have this in the base, when you have log base and this value, so when this number and this number are both the same, all you got to do is get rid of that, drop down the exponent, and you're like, okay, ooh, that's a little bit thick right there. So that's just going to be whatever that exponent was, which was 2. Notice, samesies. So you can use either approach when you do this type of problem. So take your time, do whichever version works best for you, and that's a wrap. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one. So say we've got one that has a base of 2. So a little bit different here. So log base 2 of 32. So all right, let's think to ourselves here. And we're going to do a whole bunch of things here to do this. So 2 to the 0 power, that's 1. 2 to the first power, well, that's 2. 2 to the second power, well, that's 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 to the third power is going to be 2 times 2 times 2. So you can multiply 3's 2's together, or maybe take that last answer that we had, which was 4, and you multiply that by 2. Either way, you're going to end up with 8. So 2 to the fourth power is going to be my last answer, which was 8 times 1 more 2, which gives me 16. 2 to the fifth power, which is going to be 16 times 2, which gives me 32. Aha! So that is going to be kind of what I'm looking at here. So log base 2 of 32, if that's x, so I could say 2 to the x power is 32. And then I just figured out that 2 to the x was the same thing as 32 rewritten as 2 to the fifth power, which means my x value is going to be 5. Again, that's one way. The other way that you could write that is going to be taking that log base 2 of 32 and changing that 32 to 2 to the fifth power. When you do that, again, these guys are samesies, so the only thing you're left with is just the exponent. So again, 2 different approaches. Find the one that works for you. Now come on back for the next video. I'm going to show you one that involves fractions. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch up with you later. Peace out, Cub Scout.